Hi everyone, Dallas here from Body Fabulous Fitness. Today we're going to do some gentle stretching that's suitable for during and after pregnancy. I'm going to talk you through the stretches and also provide some modifications. All you need is a mat, hopefully a nice quiet space, and we'll get started. So just start to slow yourself down and take a few deep breaths as we move into this position. So just going to sit with your knees nice and wide and your bottom back towards your heels. I'm just going to walk your hands forward. Now, if you've got your belly in front of you, you may not be able to get too far down, okay? So you might want to put a little cushion there or something. Otherwise, you can come down onto your elbows, nice wide knees, and just stack your wrists and rest your head on top of your hands, or you might like to get your head the whole way down. And while you're in this position, you just need to breathe. So stay down in that position and just listen to my voice and breathe. And I just want you to draw your breath down into your belly and feel your rib cage expanding. Soften your shoulders away from ears, and with every breath, feel your feet just soften and your bottom drop back towards your feet. I want you also to just check you've got no tension in your jaw. Just breathe in and start to feel any little pockets of tension as you stay in that beautiful child's pose position. And try to be present. Any thoughts that come into your mind, just let them pass through and just focus on your breath. We're going to try and breathe with 4 counts in and 4 counts out while you're down in that position. So drawing the breath right down to your belly, nourishing your core, and counting in for 4 and releasing for 4. Try not to force it, just breathe. And for now, it doesn't matter if you're breathing through your nose or through your mouth. Just breathe. Let's do 3 more rounds of those beautiful deep breaths. You're just going to move from that child's pose position. You're going to take one hand and scoop it underneath and drop your head towards the floor. Now, if your belly's in the way, you might need to come up onto your knees and drop down this way. And we're in this position and we're thinking about opening up the back door of our heart. Shoulders away from ears. And this is a fantastic position if you lean over a desk all day, or if you've been breastfeeding, leaning over cars and prams. And again, come back to those 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Beautiful. We're going to come back up into tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders. Lengthen through your vertebrae first. Take that hand, scoop it underneath. Drop the ear back down towards the mat and shoulders away from ears. Stay here for 3 deep breaths. Slowly coming up. We're then going to turn around and we're going to have one leg extended and one leg in. Now, just sitting down on your sitting bones. Now, just sitting down on your sitting bones. If you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable during pregnancy or after, you might want to just put a little pillow underneath you or a block if you have one to raise your hips a little bit higher. Okay? Otherwise, we're just going to stack our shoulders above our hips and reach over to our knee, our shin or our ankle. We're going to reach, if you're pregnant, you might have a little foot or something underneath there, so just bring yourself up a little bit taller to where it's comfortable and just lift that hand up high. Okay, we're opening up these side ribs or our intercostal muscles. And I want you just to make sure your shoulders are away from your ears and you're coming back to that breath. Now, if you've got a little bit more room in your postnatal, you might want to reach a little bit further over, but we're not pushing and straining. We're just thinking about opening up our body. So just pull back a bit if you need to. There's enough pushing and straining in life. Okay, we don't need to put our bodies through that. And then I want you to come over to this side and take a deep breath in. And exhale back over to this side. Inhale over. And exhale back over. Just be conscious those shoulders aren't creeping up towards your ears. And just get into a bit of a flow. Let's do 2 more. Excellent. Last one. Let's change our legs over and come back and do the same thing on the other side. So restacking our shoulders over our hips, spine nice and long. You might find one side is more open than the other two in your hips. And you might find your baby's in a little bit of a different position too if you're pregnant. So again, just feel into this, what feels right. Okay, we want to do what feels right, not what we think should be right. So I want you to take a deep breath in and just reach towards your shin, your ankle, or your toe as you exhale, and then lengthen up. Or if you've got the space, over. Hold it here, draw the shoulders away from ears. Come back over. Take a deep breath in. And exhale back over. And just feeling into those side ribs and that mobility into your spine. That's it. Rolling through. Beautiful. That's it. Awesome. Then come back into the center and we're just going to bring our feet together and sit nice and tall. And just, if that's uncomfortable, you might want to have some pillows underneath your knees. Otherwise, just restacking the shoulders over hips. Beautiful. And just sitting down into those sitting bones. Now, if you've got any hip pain, again, this position may not be comfortable for you. You might want to just sit with your knees out in front. So we don't want those hips splayed out if that's uncomfortable for you, or if you know you've got any pelvic girdle pain. So just sitting. Then we're going to swing our legs around to the side and come up onto our knees. Now we're going to step one leg in front. Now I just want you to make sure that that toe is in front of the knee. So we don't want to be back like this. Foot nice and long. Now most people, when they get into this position, they start to dump down through our hip. Now we need to protect those hips during pregnancy. So stay nice and tall. I just want you to lift up and zip up tall through your spine rather than dumping down through your hip. Now if you're pregnant, that might be enough for you just to stay here, relax the shoulders away from your ears and allow that hip flexor to open. Postnatal, you might want to bring the hand out in front or up a little bit higher, but draw the shoulder away from ear. Stay there and just breathe. Remember, we don't need to dump down, we don't need to rock. Just start to open and lengthen. Excellent, come back into the center, big shoulder roll, and let's go the other side. So let's step that leg in front. And again, we don't want that foot tucked under, nice and in front. And we don't want to be dumping down through our hip. We need to protect our hips during and after pregnancy, okay? A lot of stuff happens down there when you're carrying a baby. They widen and they're under a lot of strain. And then also, same thing, you're still recovering postnatally. So you're just opening up and feeling like you're zipping up nice and tall from that point right up above you. And you might want to bring the arm out in front. That might be enough for you if you're pregnant. Otherwise, the hand can go a little bit higher if you're postnatal. Beautiful. Then let's just come back into the center, staying on our knees. Big shoulder roll. We're going to drop one hand down and just relax our head to the other side. Now, while you're in this position, I want you just to let go of your glutes, lengthen through your vertebrae, and come back to that breath. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. There's no need to rush. Align back into the center. Take the other hand down. Drop the head over. You don't need to push and strain. Just let gravity draw that head down. You don't need to put your hand on top either. Once again, we don't need to strain those ligaments any further during and after pregnancy. We're just letting them open. Excellent. You're then going to lock your fingers together and bring them out in front of you, shoulders away from ears. And I want you to almost feel like someone's pulling those hands away from you as you concave forward in the upper back. Drop your chin slightly towards your chest. And again, feel like you're opening up the back door of your heart. We're going to sit back onto our feet, draw our hands above our head and our shoulders away from our ears. That's it. Then we're going to swing the hands up towards the ceiling. So the palms are towards the ceiling, and drop the shoulders back away from our ears. And then take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, a little lean to the side. Back into the center. Inhale. Exhale over to this side. Back into the center. Come back down. And let's just circle those wrists. And we spend a lot of time in this position holding phones and other things, holding prams and steering wheels. So we're just going to reverse that. We're going to take our palm towards me, drop your shoulder down away from your ear, and just gently push back on the heel of your thumb. And as you do that, find that little length through your spine. And then the other side, so palm to me. Gently push back on that heel of your thumb, just here. And again, you don't need to do that too firm. If you are suffering from any carpal tunnel syndrome, please don't strain and do this too much. I highly recommend you go and see a physio. Excellent. Come back into center. Let's have a big shoulder roll. And then let's take 3 big deep breaths to finish off. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, release. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Remember, drawing that breath right down to the lower half of your ribs. And release. I hope you've enjoyed those stretches.